So it's a good day to be inside. I would normally go to the gym today, but I'm not going to go to the gym. My friend Melinda lives in the mountains, and for her to, it's like 15 degrees below zero. I told her, stay home, cuddle up, read a book. This is where I'm spending my morning. There's Roscoe, and I have my little book there. If you guys have watched my vlog before, and I've talked about the control journal and things like that, there's some of my journals there. Hey there, it's Vicki Marie. Let me just put my camera down here. I got my coffee, and I'm actually like on my third cup. I don't fill this up, so I only fill this about halfway, but still, that's quite a bit of caffeine. This will be my final caffeine for the day, and then I'm going to switch over to tea. I've got my ginger tea there getting ready. It's a decaf. So I wanted to first update you on how my decluttering is going. So I'm a verbal processor. Anybody else process like that? I'm one of those people who I have to talk things through. My husband's such a lucky guy. But I'm just saying, my husband is not a verbal processor. He's a fixer, okay? If I have a problem and I need to verbally process, he will listen, but then when he's done listening, it's like, well, what do you want to do about it? And I'm like, there's nothing to do. It's not like, I don't want to figure it out now. I just want to I want to talk it through. Part of the problem with that is, I think for me, I'm constantly looking for the perfect solution or the perfect plan, because I want to, we're wired to do that. We're wired to anticipate what's in the way. Like our brain is wired to anticipate what might go wrong so we can fix it, so we can do it better. And that's like a carryover from, our survival days when we were out, hunting and gathering and all of those things. But in a sense, it hasn't been that long ago. If you think about it, we're not as evolved as we might think we are, in my opinion. Obviously, I think a lot of people would agree with that. And I know that I'm constantly trying to look for a better way to do things. Well, that can get in my way. I can just sit and try to figure out the perfect plan and postpone taking any action for days and days and days, or weeks and weeks, or months, or years. So that's why during the month of February, I've decided to make this my kind of purging month, where I'm going to be purging, and I'm going to continue to update you guys as I go. But I'm also going to be showing you clips so that you can see that I'm actually in action. But I want to talk about the obstacles that I am like throwing up. I'm building obstacles on my path. I'm creating them as I go, and I'm self-sabotaging all over the place. I know this is something I'm doing. This feels like work to me. It reminds me of when I decided, I went on this, I made a New Year's resolution, like I was 49, and I said that year right before I turned 50, I said, I am going to get in shape. I'm going to start going to the gym. Part of it was because my husband dragged me. Seriously, there was some pressure there. But I had made a decision. I was going to work out, and I started going to the gym with John. He was already going. This was before I had my health crisis, and I worked out on my own for quite a while, and then I had a health crisis, and I hired a trainer to help me. But I remember going to the gym, and I worked really, really hard, and I wasn't getting a lot of results. Like, I wasn't seeing it. Then I had my health crisis, and then I hired a trainer, and the first lesson I learned from her is when I go to the gym to work out, it's called work out. It's called work out. That should have been my first clue. That means I'm gonna work. I'm not there to have fun, although it is fun now. It used to not be fun at all. I actually enjoy it now because I'm comfortable with it. It's in my comfort zone. But back when I first embarked on my trips to the gym, I was so out of my comfort zone, and it was not fun. But I tended to work just this side of pretty. I wanted to go to the gym and work out, but I still wanted to look good. And my trainer said to me one day, you look way too pretty. We need to work a little harder. And that was my first clue that, okay, I'm gonna have to roll up my sleeves and actually sweat. And then that got to be sort of our thing. You're looking too pretty. And that, to me, I knew that meant I could push myself a little harder. There's nothing wrong with a little hard work. And I feel like whenever I get in this mode of kind of whining or complaining or, oh, it's just too hard, or I'm never going to get all my decluttering done, and I hear myself say that, I know I'm standing around the gym trying to look too pretty when I need to roll up my sleeves and start getting stuff done. And so I don't want to come here to my videos and whine to you about all these things I have to do and what's in my way. But I want to share it with you because I think if I share it with you, maybe you'll relate, maybe it'll help you on your journey. But I just want to make sure that, you know, if you're like me and you are committed to the process of, you know, using this month to show yourself some love, and you're going to the gym, even like using that as another, an analogy, that was hard work and it was not fun, but it was the best thing I could have done for myself, for self-care. And one of the things I did that year when it was February is I decided, John said, what do you want for Valentine's Day? And I said, I want to buy some more sessions with my trainer. And that was my Valentine's Day gift from John, from my request. So that's what I wanted. I wanted someone to push me a little harder than I would myself. And that's what I'm needing in this, in this space as well, in this whole project of decluttering. I'm not here to look pretty during the process. And so like one of the ways that shows up is I want to get myself all together before I get on here and talk to you about it. And when I need to be sitting at my desk or standing over my desk and clearing things away, and sometimes when I'm doing that, I'm in my PJs, my hair's up, I've got my glasses on because I didn't put my contacts on, I'm not wearing makeup, and that does get in my way. But I got to get over that because I really want to share with you some of the things that I'm doing. So I'm going to be putting clips in here of my process. Okay, as I'm also talking about the things that are popping up as obstacles in my way. But one of the big things, one of the biggest obstacles I think for getting in my way of this project or any other project is not having a very clear vision of why I'm doing it and why it's important to me. That helped me in the gym when I knew why I was doing it. It was because I wanted my life back. I wanted my health back. I was scared I was going to die. I mean, it was a scare. And that got me on that path to taking care of myself. And I don't have anything quite so dramatic about my decluttering project. So I've been trying to reconnect with, like, why is this important? And what I realized is the decluttering in and of itself is not really important to me. I don't really have to have a lot of stuff. I don't have a lot of attachments to stuff, but I'm very aware of the cost to not having a clutter-free area. That's what's showing up for me. What I notice is it's all that stuff that's in my way, like my desk being completely piled up with projects, with writing projects I want to work on, with files I need to put away. I'm working on taxes. That's another project. These little projects that just pile up, I finish them and I'm so glad they're done that I just walk away and I don't clean up after myself. So here is my pile of uninspired clutter that I'm working on. So I wanted to show you a before picture, and then I'll show you an after picture. So yeah, I just want to clear this away. Here's some ideas I have for some videos I was writing down. Here's a book that I'm using right now in a little study group. Here's just a hodgepodge of stuff. And then of course you pull this out and I get my my keyboard pulls out here. And so it's, not in the way of me actually getting to my keyboard, but there's my computer screen. So yep, I just got to get this cleaned up. It is so uninspiring, and what I want to do is over here create a little landing spot for myself. This right here is, this box actually sits on a power strip. It camouflages it. These are all my charging. This is the cameras for my vlogging camera. This holds my GoPro cameras, or GoPro batteries, and this is my microphone charging when I'm, a lot of times I'm using my wireless microphone. And then under here I just have a strip. So I just keep that on top. It works really good actually, because I just don't like to see the strip there, but I just need an extra little place to plug things in. So that makes it real easy for me. This little thing goes on my camera. It's a microphone cover. And so that's a little picture of my daughter I found when I was decluttering. That's in her first communion dress. And here's some of the, you guys remember these file folders I bought the other day. I've opened them and I've been using them. My laptop is under here. So I just need to clear this away. And I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. I'll show you guys what it looks like here. Give me a minute. So when I have another idea, I go down to my desk and sit there. I want to start a new project. Well, I can't. It's like going in the kitchen and starting to cook a meal and you haven't done the dishes from the day before. So that is like, I cannot work in that space. So my dishes have got to be done every single day, almost every meal. I cannot walk into my kitchen and prepare a meal if I have dishes left over from another meal. Like that drives me nuts. So it's the same way with my projects, and the cost of that is really bothering me. The other thing is I go in my room to pick out clothes in my closet. Like I'm going out somewhere. Rarely these days do I get to really dress up like I used to, but you know, on the rare occasion, I want to dress up. So I'm excited, I'm inspired to go and get dressed up. I walk into my closet. Well, I don't have a walk-in closet, so I walk up to my closet. I open the door, I look in there, and there's nothing. Everything in there is, well, there was a lot of things that are still like too big for me now because I've lost some weight. They don't fit me right, they're the wrong season. And it finally gets to the point where I'm just happy to walk out the door with a shirt and a pair of pants. That's why I'm doing it. That's my big why. Because I need room to spread my wings and get inspired. I want to keep things simple. I don't want to be tripping over things, and I want my day to flow a little more effortlessly and be able to tap into my creativity and have a little fun. And I think that that's going to have a really positive impact on my overall life. I know it is. And I think for me, I've got to apply as I go and then adjust, course correct. Learn it, try it out. Is it working? Yes, no. If it's working, continue. If it's not working, let it go. In my morning pages, I generally write in a notebook on just regular paper and a pen, and I just scribble it down, and it's where I get to tell myself the good, the bad, and the ugly. And nobody will ever see it because sometimes I just rip those up and I throw them away. They don't even have to be like something I keep in a journal. You know, it's not even something I would want to read again. It's just like taking out the trash, you know. Nobody needs to go through my trash. Nobody needs to go through my morning pages. I don't even go through my trash, and like I said, seldom would I ever read my morning pages. Let me let Ross go out. Okay, I let Ross go out, but he'll be right back in because it is like 5 degrees outside right now, so he's not going to be out there long. So this is a good chance to wrap things up. I just want to end with this. If you're interested in morning pages, I learned it from Julia Cameron. There's a book called The Artist's Way. It's really just getting a pen, a paper, and every morning when you first wake up, do a stream of consciousness writing. Don't filter. Just let it all come out. Write it on the paper. Sort all take the trash out. You know, take the trash out, and then you can find those nuggets. As I started in the beginning to say, I'm a verbal processor, and morning pages is really good for that too. Do a lot of processing. I know John appreciates that I do morning pages, so all right, guys, that's going to be my video today. I'm going to be just popping back on here through the month of February and sharing my journey with you as I continue to just declutter my life and purge my life. And what I want to say too is every day I will be doing, like I'm decluttering 15 minutes every day. I'm not going to be doing a video every day, but I will be, when I do get on here, I will share with you like what I'm doing today. And today is, I did have on my list, I have my clipboard here from, you know, when I bought this the other day at TJ Maxx, clean my desk, and then yeah, I had to shovel some snow and do some laundry too. Like those are a couple of things I really wanted to get done today. But my big decluttering project was my desk. And here we are. I have now cleaned off my desk with the help of my trusty sidekick. I still have to shred the stuff in the basket, but I did manage to vacuum up the area. I do have an extension cord thrown down there. I use that sometimes when I'm plugging in like a ring light or something like that. So, but here I have my desktop now, so I can actually have it here to use. And then I have my charger stuff, you know, for my camera. And I've dusted all of this off now. I've got some things put back here on this back shelf. that I use, on a pretty regular basis. I'm always reaching for something. I have my clipboard here. I have a couple of my journals here I'm writing in. And this is a journal I have just as a project journal that I bought. I showed you guys the other day. I wanted to have this here to just be able to write on as I'm on the phone or working on the computer. And then I have my planner here that I'm filling in for February. And then I have even room here for a few books that I'm doing some kind of research in, just using as to help me get organized. And then I have all this work area here, plus here, this is all cleared off for my keyboard. I mean, this is an old desk, very old, and one day I might do something with it or just replace it. But it works fine in this space, and this is much better. I have my printer there. So yeah, this is much better than it was. And I feel like I can actually sit here and work now. So I feel tons better, and it's easy to get bogged down in perfection, but yeah, this is just a relaxing kind of place to sit now and work. And here's where I sit most of the time to edit videos. Sometimes you guys see me here. I've just put my camera there on the desk and I talk to you, but yeah, this is my little nest, my little work nest. And I feel really good, and I might do more than just my desk, but I feel really good that my desk is done. I have a clean slate now to sort of put all of my notebooks and get organized and feel like I have a little more control now. I mean, that's a big illusion, right? But like we have control over hardly anything, but I have control over my desk, what's on there. And that's sort of like, for me, symbolic of just saying, okay, if my desk and my dashboard represent what I want in my life and what I don't want in my life, I mean, that's a big, strong message to send to the big guy or to the universe, whatever you want to say about that. To me, it's like I'm just demonstrating in my actions what I want for my life. I think that's a powerful process. So, all right, Roscoe wants in. I'm going to run let him in, and I want to thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what your takeaway is, and take good care. Stay warm if you're in this storm like we are, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. I'm all about the good vibes. I know you're all about the good vibes.